So that that is what that is. We don't know. We'll find out afterwards if you guys had the same awkward moment we did or not. But we basically sat there thinking it would just auto. It did not auto.
It did not auto. It did not auto. And you know what, dude? I'm already anxious to look at the video afterwards and see how that played out. You know what I mean?
I like because I've got YouTube up above, and you know how there's always a lag. So I definitely saw as all of a sudden the intro cuts, and we're both sitting there like,
yeah. I'm looking at the thing. It just says up in the corner. It just says you're live, and I'm like, well, are we or are we not? I don't know.
What is going on, homies? We're gonna do a quick little bootleg Toyco is in here, nice, bright and early. That's how we like it. Super Terrible Toys, what's going on? Brilliant Demon, that's a new one for me personally. Zymetco, what's going on? Dirty Yeti, how are you, my dude? You had some dirty drops coming up or some dirty pieces. Super Terrible Toys, I haven't seen you twice now in the chat there. Jazz Wizzy, how are you, my dude? I ended up getting like the perfect jizz color in pigmentation the other day, and I thought to myself, I gotta let Jazz know in case he ever wants a jizz wizard. Hobo Toys, what is going on? Anyways, yeah, man, busy evening this evening. Did I miss anything?
You got that right, dude. And what up to Bliss Receptor, dude? I just saw a post that Bliss Receptor made. Did you see that?
I wish my hands were pink freaking laser beam fucking fire hands.
Dude, I mean, come on. I love it, dude. Just the casual,
here's a little wings something. Are in right now, too.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. There's something about it. And I don't know what that is. But anything for me, dude, like wings or a cape, something like that. That's always like on a 3.75. It just really, spices it up a little bit. Anyways, what's going on with you? Happy Halloween.
I was gonna say, yeah, Ordinary Toys freaking nailed it. Happy Halloween, everybody. As if we kind of dropped the ball on that one. David Dunn, what's going on? 420 and Newman, what is going on? Yeah, dropped the ball on that one though.
So what's the deal in Canada with Halloween? Is it just like the States? You guys just go out and do your thing, whoever chooses to?
It's funny. I was at the pot shop the other day, and I had a customer that actually mentioned, they were like, it's supposed to be warm this year, so I can wear something trampy. I don't have to worry about wearing a winter jacket underneath it. And I was like, homie, my American buddies have no idea about having to rock a fucking winter jacket under or over your Halloween costume in order to make that work.
Yeah, dude, it's really a crapshoot where I live. Sometimes it's hot. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes it's pouring rain. This year, it's just cold. It's supposed to rain for like the next few days. But there's other Halloweens where I remember it being 90, So who knows? Who cares? I don't really do it. So Rec Shop Resin, what's up? Folklore in the house. Ordinary. Yeah, dude, that figure's a masterpiece. I get, we were talking about Bliss Receptor there. Absolutely. Do Canadians, this is interesting. Do Canadians really say Halloween apples instead of trick or treat? Or is my Canadian wife tricking me for 20 years?
The fact it's been 20 years is amazing. No, we absolutely do not go house to house saying Halloween apples. I do not know how they managed that one, my dude. That is great.
You were going to have some fucking explaining to do, I'll be honest with you, dude, if you were going to say yes to that one. What does that mean?
I wish. I sincerely, I genuinely wish that was actually a thing, man. Now.
Yeah. God, I don't know. Dude, we got a packed show tonight, dude. Besides all of that jazz going on. By the way, I turned my porch light off, so I don't believe we'll have any trick-or-treaters.
Oh, you're a dick, but I get it. You're doing this.
That's neither here nor there. I don't want to be interrupted during the show.
Sorry. Automatic response when it's Halloween and your porch light's not on. That's all. But yes, we've got a packed show tonight. It's already 5 minutes after, and we wanted to pull the gang in at 10 minutes after. So I'm going to do a quick little run through for the news. But yes. You actually had a Sir Collects a Lot show that you were going to tell us a little bit about.
So next week I had posted a schedule that we got coming up for the next few weeks the other day, which was there's a lot of great names on there. And then sure enough, Sir Collectbot hit me up and let me know about a show that he's got coming up. I believe that runs November 4th through the 14th. And he wanted to know if we could mention it on the show. And I said, yeah. And I said, as a matter of fact, there's not a whole lot of people. It's a very concentrated show. So I said, man, that'd be a fun one, because I started looking at the lineup and I'm just like, dude, we know those guys. And I haven't heard anything about it besides this. So then I said, we'll definitely talk about it. And I said, dude, you want to just come on the show? And he said, yeah, sure. So next week, we're going to split the show in two. We got Dove coming on from DKE. He's going to talk about DK Econ and Decon coming up. He's going to show a bunch of pieces. He says he's got about 25 pieces in hand. Then we're going to take a look at Sir Collect-A-Lot's show. That show will already be in progress at that time. But it'll still be, I mean, it's good timing, right? Because it's probably the only Thursday that the show's going to be going on. And I'm sure there'll still be pieces available for purchase at that time. I don't know a whole lot about that show, so I'm kind of excited about it. You know how Sir Collect-A-Lot is, man. That dude is, when you talk about carded 3.75s, dude's up there. Oh, you're on mute.
Sometimes I know that I'm on the old muty.
Okay. All right.
It happened to me even before we started tonight. I was giving the rundown to Lynn's the Rat Boy, and I was on freaking mute. But it's weird to me, man. The fact, and I'm gonna sound like such a freaking weirdo here, probably, but like the fact Dove is willing to give us some of their time during the fact they're trying to organize that DK Econ at the same time, and we know what it's like trying to organize a show with 3 artists on in one night. Imagine trying to juggle all those pieces, all those artists, and then on top of that, you're like, yeah, I'll come do a show as well. It's like, and then
not
on
only
top of that, they're kind of a different level. Like let's be real. They're in that realm, in my opinion, and this is no disrespect to any of the homies. We love you all. You're all fucking of that level. But there's just certain individuals that have been doing this for so long, like Sucklord, Healy, May, Dove, but they're kind of in that category. Extratruckestrial, they're in that category of freaking, like, they're beasts, man. Like, they're vets, like, they're legends. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of interesting when they're down to come hang.
Yeah, dude. And you know what, man? And you know what's crazy about that is I didn't even reach out to him. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, you got time for me next week? And I'm just like, well, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? I said, it doesn't matter what's on the schedule. We always got time. But it actually worked out because we didn't really have anything going on next week per se. And then Dove and Sir Collect-A-Lot both reached out. So that was awesome, first of all. But yeah, dude, I mean, with Dove, before I started here, like in 2020, I think probably if you were to ask anybody who would be the dude, who was kind of like a, maybe not organizer is not the best word, but if there was somebody to go to where you needed to know about something about this community, he was by far the guy for that. And then you start kind of looking into like the stuff that he's been involved in the past, and like companies he's been involved with. It's pretty fucking amazing, dude. Like, straight up, man, that dude is, you're right. He's on another level when it comes to just kind of the scene in general. He does so many things, dude. Some of these gallery shows, like I have books of these gallery shows that he's put on. And it's like, it's beyond what I think that, you know what I mean? When I think of a show, it's beyond that. It's just like, it's a huge, like, legit gallery show with a book that was made of that show. So anyways, he's always fun. I like his dry sense of humor. I guarantee he's going to be wearing a gray shirt, which is awesome. Stays in character there. But yeah, we'll sit with him next week for an hour. That'll be great.
It is funny, the gray, man. Dark Rainbow, dude, not to put you on the spot, homie. I'm checking both the chats just to make sure I haven't missed you in any way. But I don't know what the time difference is. If you're catching on, we're gonna pull you in kind of shortly. Give me a shout if you need a hand with that at all, and we will figure out how to make that happen with you, my dude. Because you're a gent. You're a beautiful person. Otherwise, you're also gonna let the folks know at home about the Ordinary Toys shop drop coming up. And then I'm going to bombard you guys with some news in the fastest, crummy way possible.
Yes. This week on Saturday, I'm not quite sure what time we're going to set this for you. I'm going to do a post tomorrow with all the details on it. But the Ordinary Toys He was on last week, and we talked about a drop that's coming on Saturday. That will definitely be this Saturday. I do have the pieces that actually just got delivered right before the show, so I don't have them to open right in front of me right now. But take a look at his page. They are, I believe, 8 to 10 one-offs of his new figure. They are sick. They're carded. All proceeds for that are going to go to a relief effort for Asheville. So the one that we've been thinking about is, I mean, one that people have flocked to a lot is that beloved Asheville. That seems like a pretty legitimate one. Or something else. There may be something else out there that where we go directly to him, but that's where the proceeds for that sale are going to be coming on. Like I said, I will announce that. Yeah, dude, Poison Tech. Thank you, Bliss. Poison Tech is the name of that one. That is a hand-drawn backer. Really, really high quality. It's an articulated 3.75. There's they're all one-offs. Not sure what that was, but they're all one-offs. So keep an eye out for the post tomorrow on that, and then those will go on sale on Saturday at some point. Did the box arrive in good condition? Yes, dude. As a mailman, I've learned to never trust the postal service. I can agree with you there, dude. I actually, I like my mailman. It's a guy that I used to work with at a previous job, and he just showed up at my house one day in a mailman uniform and kind of blew my mind. But yeah, it looks great. It's a stack. You're right, dude. It's a stack. So if I can see it on my porch camera, it's pretty big. Apples for Halloween? I don't know. I don't know.
As if these goobers are still on about the frickin' apples, my dude.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that's keep an eye out for the Ordinary Toys. Like I said, go to his page. You can get a really good look at those. I'm going to have the shop loaded up tomorrow. Probably when the time that I post, we'll be able to get in there and at least take a look at everything. So it's going to be a good one.
Retro Galaxy, what is going on? All right, dude. I'm going to do the fastest share screen of some news drops coming possible. You guys keep your peepers peeped on some cool ass shit. If you see something in there, I'd say I'm going to drop all the links, but I'm always slow at doing all that. So you're going to have to just keep your peepers peeped. Here we go. Oh, man. Boom, boom, boom. We got there. Maggitarius, man. So they've actually got 2 of these available in the Maggitarius store right now. Boom. They're always fucking fantastic, dude. They actually also just did that whole dinosaur line. They did the sculpts for that dinosaur line for Wonder Goblin. But these are fucking gorgeous, man. Oh, only 2 available. Next up, we've got a My Toys RGs. My Toys RG. Yo, a Phantom Star Killer freaking piece, man. This thing is rad as hell. Look at that pour on that within the green painted little apps on there.
Nice.
And perfectly timed with a Phantom Star Killer return by the old freaking Killer Bootlegs himself, man. What are the odds of that? Nice little Halloween drop. We got a new freaking Phantom Star Killer. Now, I don't know if Phantom Star Killer was maybe off the radar for a little bit because Super 7 had like a contract for X amount to be done with or what, but I think this is a killer release.
Good point. I don't know, dude. You know what? I don't know, man. You're right. There was the whole thing with the blah 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 and the blah 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 that got fucked up because of the thing. So, and
we all know how blah blah blahs can be. Fucking
right.
Pain in the blah.
Right.
Next, oh dude, this thing's freaking dope as all hell. Sorry. A freaking old grown up Peppa Pig, just freaking jacked and ready to go. I'm pretty sure, if anything, Rainbow Yawn also did like a Peppa Pig. I don't know what it is with the adult males loving Peppa Pig, but apparently we love Peppa Pig, man.
I don't know.
Freaking okay, this is actually a really neat collaboration in my opinion. Creepmart is actually one of those accounts that posts a lot of the AI generated pieces, and obviously Pocket's also what's going on. Obviously, a lot of times people are mentioning like, damn, I wish it was actually made. So they actually collaborated with Shagler Brothers Toys.
Yeah.
And they've actually made 3 pieces this year of the Creepmart designs of the AI. So I'm assuming AI has basically generated the designs for these. They would have then like kind of modified them using like a digital studio as well, and then they've now created these. There's 3 in the set. There's actually gonna be this guy here. There's a Frankenweenie, and then I thought this was kind of jokes. I'm not gonna lie. I wish to a degree you could just lift that up, almost like the old Burger King toys. Was it Burger King or McDonald's? That had it was McDonald's, where I think you could actually just like remove the costumes from the little toys. That would have been a nice little underneath that. But it's jokes to me how it's just a normal dude under a sheet. Well done.
Dude.
Nice little fucking. We've talked about it, man. That meme culture in toys. One Trick Pony ended up actually doing a drop of 3 figures. They've got the Swampy Doo sitting here. What I find interesting is this freaking pour on this, man. Like, I would assume that potentially this is like an actual black little dry brushing, but who knows, dude? That could be a full pour. And they actually ended up dropping 2 other figures. This dude here ended up selling, but this dude here, I'm pretty sure, is actually still available as well. It's going to be the Spooky Malice Moors. I don't think I've seen him drop one of these guys before.
Is that just a pour, or is there some paint on that?
See, that's honestly what's so difficult right now is those Wonder Goblin airbrush paint that a lot of the resin head dudes are using as well are so fine that it is actually difficult for my eye to be able to tell when they've done like a light airbrushing of that. This is stupid. I don't know if you saw this, man. Dplex Customs coming soon. Plasmar. What in the fuck is going on with this? The dudes in our scene are getting so freaking good, my dude.
Dude, and talk about so good, dude. I'm getting sidetracked by Dark Rainbow saying that he wants to bootleg a Phantom Star Killer, dude, which I'm just
in those colors. And here I'm a goober. I embarrass the dude. I call him out in the chat. Meanwhile, we're taking our sweet ass time getting through these fucking tabs like an asshole. Cadaverous Creatures is doing a drop here. I saved this up because it's actually just easier to see the picture, unfortunately, versus the reel. But they did a whole run of these little Mothman for Halloween. Those actually have dropped as well. What else we got here? Javaho. Oh my freaking god. This thing is stupid, man. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, swappable head. Love that, dude.
Absolutely beautiful piece.
Yeah. That head on the one with the flames was an original sculpt, I believe. I'm not sure if he's the one who did that, but we were talking about that, and that's an original sculpt and sick. Dude.
Oh, nice. I definitely would have been the idiot thinking that was maybe from like a Ghost Rider figure from back in the day. But DLL Customs, man, they're launching out a bunch of shit right now. They're like a kind of like a classic DKE roster, and in my opinion, this is one of those pieces that it's just like that thing is stupid. If that's a 3.75 right there, how the fucking big is this other shit?
Dude, his pieces are massive, dude. I'm actually excited to meet that dude at Designer Con. I've been buying off that dude for a while now, and everything that I have I just posted something recently. It was this piece from from Scraps 5. I have one of those right there. It's not in that colorway, but I have one of those. So this set that's $300, right? It's one of each of these, dude. It's it's one of it's that and everything else that you're.
Oh my. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. I would not have understood that. That is
it's all
stupid.
Now to put that in perspective, that one
and again 3.75 probably.
Wings, that thing's probably 10 inches. They're massive, dude. All his work is just, I mean, there's so much resin in there. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Look at that. Like, you get all this, dude. And he made 3 sets of those from what I think it was. But, I mean, dude.
And with Designer Con rolling up.
Oh, nice.
Dude, it's crazy to me. Just the runs of figures. This is fucking cool, dude. False Idol Toys, the concept, 3D Sculpt Bootleg Toyco, Packing and Art Design, friggin' Rest in Pieces, RVA, are now available. These collaborations that we're seeing, and we're going to talk more about that this evening, but these dope fucking collabs that we're seeing in the scene, man. This is where technology, I do think, is very helpful. When we're sometimes like in and out about like how we feel about tech, this is where I think technology is like a huge freaking cool thing, man. Collaborations like these. And we obviously see Bootleg Toyco has done a couple of them. Dirty Yeti, we were just talking about, has some pieces in the False Idols Toy Show. All these freaking dope-ass artists are going to be a part of it as well. Friday, November 1st. So that's actually going to be tomorrow at the Gallery 5 Arts in Richmond, Virginia. What are you umming over there?
Well, I saw Pocket Salsa talking about vomiting droids dropped, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I got on there, and I didn't realize that you had to claim one of those. So that's his new magazine. So I claimed that real quick. But there's been like 48 people to claim it so far, so I don't know if there's any left.
I forgot to pull up a tab for it because I was waiting for them to post maybe like a less family-oriented one. But Green Plastic Tunnels has a drop actually happening like right now as well. And DMT minifigures has these guys actually dropping as well. Halloween, 8 p.m. Central Time. Bubba Drox got a bunch of these guys loaded up into the store. We've been kind of showing these off actually for like a week or two now as they were working on the sculpt for them and getting them all ready. We've got OmniRes doing a drop this evening with a couple of their Nugget figures. And what is that, Mr. Bastard? Sorry, man. Try not to miss. These stupid, yeah. My Little Fluffle, man. Absolutely gifted. This individual is stupidly talented, man. I can't get over it. This whole set's going to be going up to a new home right now. I'm pretty sure it first went up for sale on their like My Little Pony Facebook page as well. But just a stupid friggin' set. And I think from their personal collection originally as well. Happy Halloween. There's going to be a Dookie McFart sniffle that got loaded up into the store. Boom. Sandy Sculpts just did a whole upload up into the store. Friggin' Strafe 7's actually taking pre-orders right now for this friggin' dope-ass Halloween Zombie Knot drop. And right now, RetroZone Neon's got a 50% off on all orders 20 or more in their shop. Glowman Dan is offering 25% off with a discount code in their shop right now. And I had that tab open for when we were talking about Sir One Collectible. And Drea Zays is going to be looking at how to drop potentially Friday or Saturday. That's it for the news. I think we got through that pretty quick.
That was good.
You know, 10 minutes of us just kind of circle jerking, 10 minutes of showing off some news, and then we can pull in the homies.
Excellent.
Are you just claiming a bunch of Halloween toys right now? What is going on over there?
Dude, that Green Plastic Tunnels. Do you know what I'm talking about with that piece, the Forecaster? That's another one that I just saw in the chat. And I'm like, ain't that a bitch that's going on right now? So that's one I don't want to miss, actually.
There was another drop actually of an artist that I know is happening like right as our show is starting tonight, but it's escaping me, man. Honestly, Halloween seemed to be Jazz Wizard. I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah, Skull and Boy drop. I wouldn't have seen that one on my personal page, which is where I typically preload up all of the drops, so it wasn't intentional. But I'll make sure to get that up and loaded here in a second.
Oh, did I already claim one of those magazines? Okay, we'll get that sorted out. Thanks, Jess. 2 weeks ago? Really? Okay. Let's do it, dude. I'm ready.
Jazz has requested a quick show of the Skull and Void as well.
Oh yeah, there was. There was.
I did not catch that one. Boom. Where am I here?
I believe it was 2 pieces. I thought it was going to be.
Was it the big one? Okay.
Yeah. Exactly those 2.
This thing's been a while in the making, man. Doom console.
Right. Dude, so what's funny is that skull right there, he sent me like a prototype of just the skull. And dude, that had to be at least 2 years ago.
When I interviewed them a while back, they were in the process of working on this thing, man.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's going back ways.
Yeah.
What I always do admire about Skull and Void is that like their kit bashing to get where they want to get incorporates like everything you can imagine, man. Like from model kits to freaking like, I don't know, stupid little like knicky knacks and stuff like that. They do definitely kind of pick from everywhere in order to make their shit. So
yeah,
good on them, dude. All right, Dark Rainbow, Lynn's the Rat Boy. Are you guys down to come on in and hang out? I'm gonna add them to the stage then, and then I'm gonna probably hop off the stage.
Let's do it.
Yo.
Gentlemen, what is going on?
Hey.
Hey, I'm over here just making.
Is it? No. I just checking if it's working because I had some issues with the link before. Excellent. Good.
Hell yes.
What
You know,
what a sophisticated platform you use.
I think the link,
I'm
the
very
weird part
impressed.
for I think the weird part for the link for a lot of folks is that even if you open it from your phone in a browser, your phone, especially Instagram, it does like this like weird IG version of your web browser, and you have to almost basically go up to the top and be like, no, I'm on my desktop right now, and then it realizes like, oh, you want to actually use like your actual web browser. It's like, yeah, sorry guys.
Good.
It's like talking to the IT department at work. You know what I mean? You just
Yes.
kind of nod your head and just go, yeah, man, that's
And
cool.
Crumbs always sends this super long message with all the instructions. It's like, wow.
Okay, so unfortunately, my TISM brain thinks if I explain everything in huge detail, it'll clarify everything while just making everything 10 times more confusing.
Perfect.
Good
I
pathway.
explain, there's this very nice thing. I explain you to confuse you, and I confuse you so you can understand.
That's about it.
That's how my brain works.
Oh, man. All right, where are we starting? Linz, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show, dude. We have not had you on before.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, dude. Gosh, man. So I'm not sure where to start, man. So I think the majority of people know you from, the collabs with Bootleg Toy Co. And those go back a little, those go back a little ways now. Did you start off as a toy maker or just an artist, and then you met Bootleg Toy Co. and he's like, hey, I think I could make that? Or how did that all work out?
Oh, yeah. So wasn't even really an artist. I was just like drawing pictures and putting them on.
Yeah.
And then Bootleg was like, oh, I really like your art. Can you draw me up a logo? And I said, yeah, no problem. I drew him up his logo. And then I've pretty much been messaging him every day since, annoying him.
And then, and here's what we're talking about. If you guys are familiar with Linz the Rat Boy, there is definitely a style going on there. And what's crazy is to see the end product with Bootleg Toy Co. As far as, bringing these pictures into like an actual tangible figure. Whose idea was it to make the figure, man? Was that something that you wanted to get into, or is that something that Bootleg kind of talked you into?
Oh, it was definitely something I was interested in, but that's all Bootleg. He just was like, can I make your picture into a 3D toy? And I was like, yeah, go for it, man. That sounds awesome. Yeah. And we just kept going. And then I sent him like random ideas constantly, just like scribbled madman dribblings, and then he turns it into magic most times. Like all credit to him, pretty much.
You know what, dude? I don't know. How would you describe your style of art?
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. I was talking to somebody the other day trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, I don't know what you call that, man. I mean, because when you look at it at first glance, it looks like, oh, that looks like a little bit like, I don't want to say like a little kid did it, you know what I mean? But then you start looking at it and you're just like, nah, man, that's really good art, when you start looking at it.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I'd say like my skill was like somewhere between a kindergartner and like a serial killer. You know how they make like art in jail? Something like that.
That's
You're right.
Interesting place to be, my man. I'll tell you that. God, dude, look at those. Those are great, though. And there we go. That's what I'm talking about with Bootleg Toy Co. And bringing some of these to life, man. That's just insanely cool.
Yeah. It's crazy to see it come like full circle from a sketch on a piece of paper to like that. This is just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Dark Rainbow, man. What is up with you, buddy? How you been?
All good. I've been good. spring in Australia. Thanks to global warming, we are having very nice days. So not everything is bad about it. And no, not much. Making stuff with Ratboy, having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Man, so let's take off on there. I think we'll probably get to your individual pieces here soon. I haven't opened that last. I mean, I opened that last box that I got from you, but I haven't opened the figures itself. There's some amazing stuff in there, man. Let's talk about what you and Lynn's got going on, man. There is definitely a collab in the works. What is going on there?
Ratboy.
Oh, so me and Dark Rainbow's been working together.
Yeah.
And I sent him a bunch of art. He thought it was cool. He 3D modeled the rat figure. He sent me a bunch back, and like we're working on them at the moment. I can show him a couple here. I got this dude.
Oh my god, dude!
Whoa. His eyes and teeth will like glow in the dark.
Yo, what is painted? What is casted on that? That dude looks
like
freaking gnarly.
3D printed pieces, and I've painted the whole thing.
Man,
Gotcha.
I like it. It's got like almost like it's got like texture to it, dude.
Yeah, I've tried to make it like that. And here's another one that I'm working on. I'm going to try and make them all different if I can.
Oh my god!
This one's like an albino.
God dang it, dude!
And he's going to glow in the dark when he's finished.
That is awesome, man.
And I'm still working on some more.
Good, dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what's the details? When are these coming out? Where do you get them? What's going on?
I'll probably have them on my page just as a claim sale. I want to get a few more done before, so there's like at least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then I'll keep working on them, and then just drop the next lot as well after that. But I'll let everyone know when they're coming up.
Those are
That's
great,
soon.
dude. Those are
Thank you.
great. So, whose idea was this? So real quick though, you guys are both in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Now, Australia, large place. Are you close to each other in Australia, or is it completely different?
No, it's like 2.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
How far are you from Melbourne driving?
Maybe like 12 hours, I think. Something like that. I'm like
we live in different states.
Yeah.
Okay, so opposite directions. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of the of the Rat Boy piece, man, whose idea was that?
I think we've always wanted to make something together. And I was learning that app, Nomad. I wanted to get into it, and Ratboy sent me 2 drawings. So I used the rat to practice and learn, and it was good. It was fun. Yes.
Now, so was it the 3D sculpting? That's obviously something new for you too, man. I did not know that you were even doing that. Is that the first figure that you've done?
Yeah, like the first one that I finished. Yes.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
I've been making more 3D printed stuff. I'll show you later. Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was the thing. The plan is to make more under the label of the Freak Show.
Yeah.
Yes. Ratboy sent me 2 drawings actually, but I couldn't make there's a rat and a bat. I couldn't make the bat yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no problem. So, gosh, dude. So it sounds like that's going to be a line. That's going to be cool.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, one, you're printing them, sending them back to Lynn's, and then you're just you're doing all the paint yourselves. Are you doing any packaging for them as well?
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice.
I don't know if it's just going to be a bag or probably just a bag and a header card, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. What experience, dude, do you have painting? Is that like, the drawings that we all see, those look like just, pen and marker.
Yeah.
But what about the painting aspect, dude? Or do you have an art back? You can answer that, but what's your background in art just in general?
Zero. I got like kicked out of art class in high school. I just like started drawing again. I don't know why. Like I used to do it for fun a lot, and I was just like, I'm just gonna start again one day. And progressively, I think I've gotten a bit better, I guess. And then painting, like just started doing it. I used to spray paint like a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Just like skateboard grip tape and stuff like that. Skateboards.
Yeah.
But no real experience in anything. I just go for it.
Yeah.
And I hope it works
out. How is it for you, man, seeing your pictures? I mean, it's a unique thing, right? Like I don't know of anybody else really, and somebody in the comments, say something if you do know anybody else who's doing this. I don't know of another setup like that where you're taking pictures and then turning them into figures, man. Is it a little bit surreal for you sometimes to see those pieces in person? I mean, I'm sure you have some of those of your own, and they're so good. You know what I mean? It's like the quality of Bootleg Toy Co's pieces they're amazing, man. I mean, it's everything. It's the magnets. He's dope. I mean, he does really, really clean work, dude. How is it for you to see that stuff?
Oh, it's always crazy to see anything I've made, and then like you can't see, but that shelf behind me, there, that's all like stuff that I've received from other people, or like from Bootleg Toy Co. And it's all like stuff that I've made or I've swapped my art for the other stuff. It's like, it's crazy to me to think that's even possible. Like I have dinner just like over there and I look at it all the time when I'm eating, just like, damn, that's sick.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when you first started posting pictures that you had drawn, how did Toyz get kind of mixed in there? How did that all happen? Because I'm sure when you first started posting, I mean, were toys even, or action figures even in mind when you started posting?
Not ever to make them. I did like look at a lot of other accounts and stuff like that. I always liked it, and I found it through like Misfit Bootleg Toys. I was like looking for Misfit toys, and I found a couple of accounts that way, and then I just started following toy accounts. So I had like an interest in it, but I was like, I could do that or have a part in that, So now, to me, it like blows my mind all the time.
Yeah, I bet, man. That's it's wild. Gosh, dude. So you're working on you got the rat figure going on now. That looks like it's. I mean, can we safely say that one's done, and you're just making different versions of that one now?
Yeah, I'll just be like paint the box that I have here. There's like a bunch of blank ones. I'll be putting them all together and painting them all and getting them ready. And I'll probably send out I'll probably make some art and stuff to go with them as well.
Yeah,
some
nice
stickers, stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Gosh, Juan, back to you, man. So how is it that you guys kind of linked up on this project here?
I don't know. Like we speak a lot on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I really don't know. Like maybe just talking a lot of, I don't know, improvisation, like magic. Yes.
Magic.
I'm sneaking in for a moment because Linz, you've obviously been doing like these consistent drawings. You're like making your way into the toy scene. You're doing some stuff with Bootleg Toy Co. But your style is very different from what we normally see from Dark Rainbow Toys. And this is no disrespect to either of you, but even looking at you two right now, you are clearly very distinctly, seemingly distinctly different individuals. We've got freaking Dark Rainbow over here with a nice clean white background, some plant life. You're chilling there with the freaking chaotic toys. Like the idea of you guys kind of being like, and we talk about it all the time, the cut from two, like the same cloth. The idea of you guys being like, we're chatting, but you know what? Yeah, I'm working on Nomad. Dark Rainbow, I would imagine you've got illustration abilities. You could have whipped something up. What specifically spoke to you about Linz the Rat Boy's art that you were like, this is what I need to try in Nomad? If I'm going to do something in Nomad, it's this.
I love it. I love his drawings. I love everything. I'll tell you something. I did a master's in aesthetics many years ago, so I know how to recognize fine art, and that's what I saw when I saw Rat Boy's drawings. Yes, I love it, and it's a very different style. Yes, and I think that rat, it's not something that I would have made myself, but it was good, and yeah, I don't know, good and fun. And let's see, the plan is to make more figures, and yeah, let's see how things go. But it was a lot of fun. I have also some Rat Boy sent me some drawings, and then I scan them, and then I print them out in fine art paper, and they look really good. I think that there's there's a lot of let's put it this way, there's a lot of market opportunities for these types of skills, because it's very, you could make figures, you could make drawings, but with those drawings you could make, I don't know, like printings, t-shirts. You could make like I had this idea earlier today, but I haven't told you, like a coloring book with coloring pencils. I don't know if you've seen the color pencil box that I made for the Sesame Street figures. But I think that there's so much potential. So I'm going to exploit that and exploit Rat Boy as much as I can. Yes, Crumbs. But I think that you have a background in fine art, if I'm not wrong, or something like that. Yes. How would you describe this style? Is it something like naive art, or
I'm with you, man. It's really interesting because it is very anarchy. I mentioned to B even this morning. It reminds me of like in the '90s, Volcom did this huge ad campaign where they would basically have like collages of cutout magazines, partially drawing marker, and they'd do faces and everything, and that was part of their big ad campaign. If we think of even things like there's a little triangle kids cartoon where it's very easily, simplistically drawn. If we look at somebody like LM9, I remember when he hurt his right arm, he had to use his left, and he was actually doing some Star Wars illustrations where he even mentioned the whole goal was to not think too much. If you're going to be drawing with your wrong arm, the whole point was to try and have that aesthetic of kind of like, I'm doing this rough, so to speak. So to me, and then one of the biggest things, and I've always really admired this because it's hard as shit. People don't realize how difficult it is, but just doing it. The idea of just doing it is one of the most difficult things in the world. You look at Linz's page and the consistency, man, the consistency of just doing it, that alone is something I feel like most artists, they can't stick to. It's difficult, man.
Yeah, true. And when people see this type of drawings, they say like, it's so easy. Even a kid could make it. Then like go and do it, like try to make it. It's super difficult. I've tried to do or to get into that style all my life, and it's so difficult.
Well, and B and I were talking about this earlier. What makes it so interesting though as well is it comes full circle. It's, you want to look at their drawings and say it's so easy, but then imagine then trying not only to draw it, but to draw it in a 3D modeling way where it also now functions, because that now brings out a whole new skill too. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but even sculptors who have never made a mold before, they often they don't think about undercuts. They don't think about certain things of how the mold might end up getting eaten away by the way that they do the sculpt. The fact that you're taking an illustration from a 2D form and turning it into a piece that Linz is sitting over there painting. And then, Linz, I'm going to bug you because you've never painted a figure before. What have been some of the most difficult complications you've found so far with trying to paint these figures, if you don't mind? Sorry.
Having the patience to let it dry before I fucking touch it again and pick it up and try it again. So yeah, just
especially with the white, man. God, anything with white paint on it, it's just like, God, what a nightmare that must be, dude.
Yeah. It's like, because when I draw, I just like smash it out and it's done. I do like as many as I can in one go. Sometimes I'll just sit there and doodle for like hours, like sketch, and then I'll come back and color all these later. So then to paint, it's like I've got to paint this. Don't touch it. Put it down.
So the first business, I don't know how many are you gonna make? 7, 6? What did you say?
How many did we send? I'll make all the ones that are in the box. One's missing a leg,
8.
but I'm gonna like
So
give it a pirate leg.
those yes. So those 8 are going to like make history. So if people can grab them, like it's gonna be a treasure that they could keep and then sell in an auction.
The OG8, there we go.
Thousands, yeah. So
Pocket Salsa made a comment. He said it's not just about how easy or hard his drawings are. For me, it's about the composition and detail he adds to everything. It seems simple till you really study it. Yeah, dude, I agree, man. And I think that's what that style is we're talking about, where it looks really simple at first glance. And then, the other thing is, dude, is just like the nonstop creativity. Like you just kind of underlined it right there, dude. You said you sit down and you kind of smash out like as many as you can at one time. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. I mean, and it's weird to like look at those and go, oh, wow, that looks like it's really simple to do, until you start looking at it. You're just like, actually, man, there's a lot of really good detail in there. And the pictures are, they're usually bright and kind of like really full of life. And then you're sitting down and doing multiple ones in one day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work, dude.
Time I sit down in between. I'm like, all right, I've got a break from this time to this time. I'm going to sit down and do art.
Yeah. What about making figures themselves, dude? Is that something that ever interests you, or are you just, kind of locked into just kind of making the base for these?
I've definitely thought about it, but now I like don't really have the room to be able to like set up to make something. So not now, gotcha. Maybe in the future, but I'm happy to just paint them and stuff for now.
Yeah. Bootleg Toyco says you should see his throwaway stack.
Oh yeah, there's like a file at work of just like scrap paper doodles that I constantly send stuff. Like Bootleg, sometimes he's got like piles that I send to him, so he's just like all this.
Well, and that's another thing that I wanted to ask, Matt, is like, what's your process as far as coming up with something where you're completely happy with it? Is that something that's all on you, or do you shop that around to people like Bootleg Toyco and Dewan and say, hey, what you think of this?
Yeah, but most of the time it's like till I'm not happy with it, because most of the time people are like, oh, that's sick, and I'll be like, oh, I'll draw it 3 more times and then I'll be happy with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Dark Rainbow, if you don't mind, I'm just, because this part's intriguing to me. You seem to be very motivated to want to market and blow up Linz the Rat Boy. And basically what I mean by that is like, you're throwing a lot of love their way. You're basically even trying to like say like these 8 figures. You're trying to really make it like clear to people, like these are the first 8, man. Like they're gonna be fucking chef's kiss. They're what you want. They're the creme de la creme. And you've even made it that like tonight for the giveaway, you wanted people to be actively watching, which I think B and I recognized. It was like, well, yeah, because we want people to see this collab that you've done with Linz the Rat Boy. What is it about this particular project that you are so motivated to try and make sure that like Linz the Rat Boy is getting a lot of the spotlight and shine and love on this, man?
I think I'm motivated with everything when it comes to these figures. I don't know, like I really like to chat with Linz, and like we hang out on the Instagram chat. I really don't know, and I really like the rat that I sculpted and printed.
Yeah.
But it's not really my style. I love it, but it's not something that I would say that, I don't feel that it's something that I made. I made it, yes, but more as a sort of a commission that I was making for someone else. But I don't know, like I haven't done many collaborations. Actually, just one, what I did for the Hanukkah thing last year.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's very difficult, and in Australia it's even more difficult because like everyone is far away. So I thought that it was cool. Yes, and I've been pushing links to make toys and explore other platforms and other things. But but it's just yes.
It's a great collab, dude. And I think what Zimitko said in the chat says, what's hard is developing your own consistent style, and both Dark Rainbow and Lens have done that really well. I agree, man. I mean, they are both really definable styles. I think everybody, not everybody, but there's a lot of people could say that they really have a definable style. Your two guys' style is absolutely, definable, not only by, the color palette, but just kind of the whole base of the characters and just that look, man. Like you can spot each of your stuff from a mile away. And the fact that you guys are coming together now on something like that, man, it's interesting, man. I love it. Like seriously, I think it's a great I think honestly, dude, when it's hard to put your finger on what exactly it is, I think that's it right there, man. Because you're just like, dude, that's so interesting. What do you call that? And I think that's what we have here, especially with the rat figures, dude. Did we talk about a release date for these at all?
No, it's soon. Just when I finish them, pretty much.
What's that?
Just when I finish them, pretty much. So maybe a few weeks.
A few weeks.
Weeks.
Okay. Just trying to get a ballpark. Just trying to get a ballpark idea what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Dark Rainbow. Weeks.
A week. Next week. We'll see. I'm gonna go hard on them anyway.
Yeah, Rokomashu says, 100% recognizable instantly. You know what's cool, man, is I think in the giveaway, I think there were some people in there who were not really familiar with either of your guys' stuff. And it's always interesting to see how people's reaction is, and then you bring in the figures and how you're making these pictures into figures. And I think it just turns into this whole other thing. Juan, what do you have? Do you have any other projects working on as far as 3D sculpting goes? This was your first kind of adventure into it, man.
Yeah, so I've been doing more stuff. I made this guy. Okay. Of course, it's something that I saw a picture somewhere and then I tried to make it. So this is like something that I don't. It's sort of it's different, but I would say that this is sort of my style, and I've been 3D printing them. The plan was and still is to make silicone molds, but I had an issue. I'm working on that, and the idea is to make those guys in resin. This is 3D printed resin casting. But I'm still gonna try to, sell some of these 3D printed because it's once you have the file, it's super easy. You just press print and do more stuff, but it's easy to compare to resin casting.
Sure.
And I got a 3D scanner, and I'm making these things, so scanning them and then reducing them to a more manageable size.
Sure.
These are those like vintage. I don't know. I don't think that is sofubi. It's just plastic.
Gotcha.
But I love them. Yes. And I've been trying to do 3D printing marble. I don't recommend that to do that at home because I damaged one of the tanks where the resin goes, like putting all sort of things. But I'm getting there. I have to maybe damage one more tank and I get it done. So that's the 3D printing thing. But I'm sort of obsessed with that at the moment. And I'm making this it's been a while. I'm like the Sesame Street figures. I'm making them in like this Renko style. I finished this one. Yeah.
Damn,
And
dude.
I have these two other guys waiting for the cards. I think that's what I've been. And I'm working on the Shrek show. I haven't watched
Oh,
Shrek. Maybe I watched Shrek 1 or something like years ago. I know that it's like a green monster, but there's a character of that movie that I really like, and I'm working on that, like trying to combine like racing, like just bootlegging some pieces and 3D modeling other pieces. I think that it's like I think that's what I'm gonna try to do in the future too. For example, these things, like the things that I like to do, like the mouse and the horns and things like that.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to scan some of those pieces and then edit them, print them out, and then make the mold. Because making these things like the mouth and even the eyes, it's too many steps. Making
Yeah.
the original head, then casting that head, transforming the casting, making a new mold, and
You know, all that being said, dude, I mean, even in like your 3.75 figures, man, with your paint and the magnet work, I mean, everything is so there's so much detail in there, right? Is there any satisfaction for you doing these 3D prints where you just print it out and then you just send it off to somebody else and say, man, I'm done with it, I can move on to something else now?
with this, the 3D printed ones, yes, there's some. I was thinking about that the other day. There's some satisfaction when you get the printed stuff, and then because it comes in these supports, you've seen that, like how then
Yeah.
it gives some sort of pleasure when you crack those supports and get the piece. It's feels nice, but there's nothing like opening that silicone mold and not knowing what's gonna come out from there, and then like seeing the piece still sort of soft in your hands and finding out what happened.
What
Yes,
worked, what didn't work.
yes, what didn't work. Yes, I don't know. That gives me what's that? Dopamine,
Yeah,
serotonin. Those. Yes, it gives me that. It's like it gives me like I don't know, like it's like a high.
What's funny
Yeah.
is when I used to interview artists, one of the most common when I would ask them their favorite part, I would say over 80% of artists would say that their favorite part was opening the molds and seeing what was in there. Because, and you don't think about it, but for a lot of them, if they're using like a 24-hour cure, basically, it's going in the pot overnight. They're going to bed. You're waking up. You've poured this thing. You have no idea what it looks like. You don't know like how the things have settled until you play around with those pigments and that resin enough. You really don't know how things have actually worked or played in there until
Yeah.
you pull a couple. And then once you get it, you start being able to manipulate it a bit.
Yeah. And it happens to me. Sorry, go.
No, go, you please.
You go.
I was just going to ask Linz the Rat Boy, because with us talking about the same experimenting and stuff, they're not in a position where they've pulled the molds. They're not really making molds. When you're illustrating, have you found that now that you know there's artists out there that want to turn your work into toys, does that change how you illustrate the pieces at all?
It depends. If someone's asked me to draw something for like that, yeah, but most of the time, no, I just draw it and then hopefully it works later. It's just a fingers crossed.
The anarchy style.
Yeah.
What I was going
everything a bit sketchy.
What I was going to say with the opening the mold, it happens to me all the time that I say like, okay, this is the last cast that I'm gonna do today. I have other things to do. It's too late. I need to go to bed. But that high opening the mold, I say, okay, like no, I have to make a new one. This is gonna be the last one, and it goes and goes forever. Yes. Until
And then
yes.
even once you pull that thing, you're telling yourself, well, if I'm going to be asleep for 8 hours, I might as well pour some resin into the mold anyways. It's going to be curing
Yes.
while I'm sleeping.
And maybe sleep only 5. Yeah. And the thing about 3D printing is that you have a lot of control over it, which is it's great. But I think that I like to like not having 100% control of what's gonna happen. Leave things to I don't like a bit of a randomness, the unknown, the uncertain.
Yeah, dude, and I think that's kind of what I like about like the vomitardos, man. Those are, I mean, it's so random on those that it's just, God,
Yeah,
that's what's great about them is the randomness on them.
yeah, that's so funny because so when I was making the Sesame Street figures, I don't know, I was getting a lot of resin leftovers, and I had all these molds that I wanted to get rid of them because I was sick of making the same figures. So I said, like, okay, I'm gonna like just put those leftovers in these molds and just see what happens. And it went like for months, many months. And then I said, like, what do I do with this? It's like it's so ugly. It's so ugly. But I'm just gonna put them on Instagram and maybe let's see if anyone wants them. I I I I thought that it was like maybe I was gonna say like 1 or 2, and then everyone was like obsessed with those figures. And then a couple of people have told me, which I really don't know how to react to that. If feel like happy or very offended. People tell me things like, "Oh, like that's the vomitardos is the best thing you've done. Like those are the best figures you've done." Like, it hurts. It really it hurts.
You're like, nah, I've done better. I've done better.
Yes, it's like it's completely random. I didn't do much. I just put the resin there. I use these super cheap magnets that I found on like Temu or eBay. I don't know. Like, people love them. I'm gonna make more. I have some molds. It's not going to be now like so spontaneous. Like it's more sort of a project. But
You
yes,
know what's
I'm
funny,
planning
man?
to.
And it's kind of like Lynn's is art in that same regard where you're like, it takes a lot of skill to make it look this bad and good at the same time. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of skill to do that, dude. And I think that's a credit to both you guys where you look at it and you just kind of say, well, you know, it's just kind of random. I just do that. You know, I would say General Porpoise when he does his UV reaction ports, the same thing. Like it is very super random. On the other hand, I don't know anybody else who can do that, you know, and I think it's the same thing said for you guys where it's like, you know, I don't know anybody else that can do it like that. And that's what's kind of crazy is it just seems so natural to both you guys that you just kind of, you're just like, I don't know. That's just how it works, I guess.
I've heard that's my style in the bedroom too. It's so bad. It's like it's kind of good.
Oh man, dude. Okay, so let's talk about this giveaway real quick, man. This thing is insane. Okay, let's just take a look at the box real quick. This box is now. This is the second version of this. We'll talk to Juan about this here in a second, but this is the second version of this box. Just the packaging. If you're familiar with Dark Rainbow. The packaging is always insane. This is a nice glossy box. It's heavy stock.
And I don't know if anybody else caught. Dark Rainbow made a comment on the post. Even that was actually from their personal collection as well. That wasn't like one that they had made extra or something like that. Like that was one they were holding on to. So like that, there's extra like oomph to that.
Yeah, and what do you know, dude? It's only the box we're giving away this week. There was no figures in there. I don't know.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
But this box is awesome, man. Here's something about the box, dude, that is just gonna freaking blow your mind. Check this out. So let's take a look at the figures real quick. I mean, they are just They're everything that we've been talking about. That's the 3.75 God figure. Look at that.
It looks even better like that. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like the picture is great, but it looks even better seeing it just up and close like that.
It's insanely good, dude. I mean, okay, so that's half of it. And then there's the Godzilla. God, orange and green is always such a sick combo. Again, articulated in the legs. Really nice magnets, dude, as usual. Check that out. Literally does not get any cleaner than that. Bam. Very nice. Here's what's cool.
Fucking clack, man.
Oh, dude, you know what I'm saying? On a 3.75 to get that, that's dope. Here's the other thing. Check this out. See that? Magnets in the feet. So you start looking at this, but here's another little thing, dude. Look at these little details on there. This is what I'm talking about. Like that, the yellow outline with the black, and then same with the eyes. Dude, that's something that's pretty consistent with his style that I think really makes stuff pop. There's a lot of stuff that I have with eyes that have that same kind of setup on them.
Is that why you told me to edge my shit earlier? Is you were looking at how beautiful that is, and you were like, Crumbs, edge that shit. Be a pro like Dark Rainbow.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The green wings, I super sick. So here's the thing. So you're like, well, wouldn't it fall around in the box? And I would say in version 1, you might be right. In version 2, however, now this goes inside the box is what they stand on, all right? You all know where I'm going with this. Check that
Get out of town.
Oh, dude.
Get out of town.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay, so magnets in there. And then really all you got to do is like move them around and they'll end up sticking. Look at that. It's crazy, man. I mean, that is such a good setup on that. Like, and it's something that you'd always say like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if they had like magnets in there to hold them in place? Well, here you go, dude. That's what it would look like. It's great.
Imagine annoying your significant other running around the house with that thing just attached to that. Just
oh, that's ridiculous. Nobody would ever do that.
well, that's because most of us don't have a significant other.
But then it slides right in the box, dude. It's just it's one of those ones where you're like, man, dude, that looks like it's right off the shelf, you know? And you're right on this one. It looks like it's right off the shelf. So that's what we're giving away tonight. How many did we get up to on the giveaway, dude? You said we were in
44. We got 44 on there.
44. I'm just gonna put this back in here real quick. And the God, that is such a good setup, dude. The question was, it was an easy one. Take a look at Dark Rainbow's stuff and see what you like. And I think for the most part, a lot of people put more than one thing. A lot of people said all of it, and rightfully so. As you can see, I changed my background here. This is a nice Dark Rainbow case. And dude, you can see this from across the room and you could say, oh, that's Dark Rainbow. You know what I mean? Definitely. But look at that.
Is the Dark Rainbow case always behind you, or did you move that case today?
Oh, I moved it. Yeah, this is going to be a permanent fixture back here for a while. This was a Healy case before, and so I kind of moved some stuff around. But now we get the pleasure of staring at that every week because it's got stuff like that in there. While we're let me just show something real quick, dude. These are some of the newest ones that just came in, dude. Look at that. I mean, and even better, That's just stupid good. Unbelievable. And then we have, you know, and you can it's like you just keep going, man. Every single one is just amazing. This one's great. I've shown this one around quite a bit. Got some really good reaction off of that one. I think a lot of people even named that one in the post for today. So anyways, that's Dark Rainbow for you, man, and that is the giveaway for today.
That box took me 1 year to complete. It was a huge project.
Now, was that version 1 that took you a year, or it took you a year to go from version 1 to version 2?
Yeah, that's actually version 3. You have version 2, and there is a version 1. Yeah, that's version 3. Very happy with it.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude, and you can really see the difference in even between that version 2 and 3. It's definitely a different texture. I think it's thicker. You know what I mean? I think it folds better. And then of course you have the magnets in there, which are just you know, an unbelievable addition there. So, how many do we get up to, Crumbs?
Oh fuck!
I know it. I'm gonna guess 44.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you said. Okay, cool. Good luck, everybody, on this one. This is what you're gonna win, man. The Dark Rainbow Godzilla and Lord God against the civilized world. Good luck, everybody. And after you win, just say that you're here. Let's keep it simple. Oh, look at that. A very low number. Congratulations to. That was
Scum Army PDX.
Scum Army PDX going to Portland, Oregon.
You know what I think I love?
Yeah, go.
They've been sending me pictures actually recently in the DMs, and what I love probably the most about it is that they've been doing drawings, and they're also looking to get some of their drawings made into toys. So it's crazy. Yes. On an episode where we've got a fucking rad-ass illustrator who's got some of their illustrations made into toys. The freaking prize is going to a rad-ass illustrator who's going to be getting some of their stuff made into toys. Oh, dude, the karma wheel, man.
Exactly right, dude. And you know what? I just got a piece from him the other day. It's a piece that he was working on, and then he sent an extra for a giveaway. Great win, dude. Congratulations, man. That is, you know, Scum Army, there we go. Street Fight. They won a long time ago. They were on a really good streak, and now it's back, dude. That's awesome, man. Way to go, dude. Very cool.
Before we, you've got one of the Lynn's the Rat Boy pieces over there as well, right? One of the unpainted versions. Am I crazy?
Person? I do not.
Oh, you just sent me a picture of one.
I wish I did, but I do not. Okay. I will wait my turn and try to purchase one of these objects as soon as they are released. Juan says they're going to be an extremely valuable item down the road, so I definitely want one.
It's a life investment. Especially if you have kids,
I agree.
It's gonna be part of the
They'll probably want to go to college one day, you know.
Yes, absolutely. And their kids, your grandkids as well. Like it's like one of those, you've seen those advertisements for Rolex that like you are not buying a watch, but like a tradition or something like that. Same with this rat.
It's generational wealth, honestly, is what.
Yes.
Going to come with.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. You're right.
Do either of you have the original drawing nearby or on hand by chance?
James.
Yeah, somewhere in here. It's all in my desk.
Also, does your shirt say rat on it?
Oh no, it says drain.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, dude.
It says Freak Show at the top.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the one there.
And then I'm also obviously going to bug you to show us those rats again before we kick you guys out of here.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, but that artwork right there, dude, that is everything that we were just talking about. Oh, man, those are great. The white one, though, man.
Oh, the albino.
So good.
Yeah, so
Those
they'll be
are-
like next week. Probably I'll have some ready.
Awesome, man. We'll keep an eye out for that. So in the next week or two, definitely keep an eye out for that. Gentlemen, thank you for being on tonight. I think everybody is very excited, not only for the piece itself, but for that collab. I think it's very cool that you guys are both in Australia, but more than that, dude, it's two very different, definable styles. Different until you really start looking at it, and then you're like, man, I can see it. I can definitely see it. I think it's a great idea as far as the collab goes. It's going to be awesome, man. Do either one of you guys have anything else for us before we kick you on out of here?
No, that's all. Freak show coming soon.
Nah, that's
Yes, freak show. Thank you, Crumbs. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are
What
welcome.
lovely people, man. I want to be super quick. We've already held Extratruckestrial up way longer than I expected. But, when we were looking at Lindsay and Ratboy, when they first showed those rats, what I think is so charming about their style is this is a toy, obviously, that exists out in the world that I like enough that I own one of them. This, in my opinion, is very much in that kind of style. And one of these fucking weirdos, you know what I mean? You never know what is going to be a toy that actually just hits a weird spot, man.
Yeah.
Those rats, I think, are hitting the spot. And I think everybody in the chat was kind of even making that pretty evident this evening.
Dude, how they're articulated like this.
They're fun, man. They're absolutely lovely. They've kind of cracked the code of collaborations too. We've all been kind of talking about this since 3D printing first kind of was breaking into the scene with filament printers. We've now seen resin printers come out. One of the biggest things that's always been difficult with collaborations is sending pieces across the borders. One of the easiest ways was if you did a collab where somebody maybe sends you backers. This is a lovely way of doing a collaboration where obviously we're seeing it's way more cost effective, economical. Otherwise, though, we've got Extratruckestrial who's been chilling there. They're like 20 minutes hanging out when we said we were going to bring them in on the hour, man. So I feel like an absolute goober. I'm going to shoosh my boosh. I'm going to check with them and see if they are cool to come in. And I'm going to pop off the screen. I'm going to pull them on the screen so you guys can shoot the shit for a little bit, and I'll try and navigate that.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Boom.
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween, dude. That is awesome. What a great costume, dude. I have not seen that one. Congratulations, dude. That's a winner in my book, man. That is awesome.
Hell yeah. How you guys doing tonight?
Great, dude. What you got going on for Halloween, man? So you're ahead of me in the time zone. Just kind of hanging out this evening?
Yeah, I'm just at my house putting on a costume, getting ready to talk to you guys. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Well, happy Halloween, dude. Thanks for taking some time out to talk about this show. General Eno, man, let's talk about the figure itself. Vinyl piece, and it's a monster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 inches tall. I got one right here.
Nice.
So they're pretty tall and solid. Well, the new ones, these new ones that I've got in the shop, they're pretty solid. They're still from Brazil, so they got a few defects, but this will be my last time working with Brazil. From now on, Enos will go to China. But yeah, he's a real big boy. So.
Wow, nice. That was my next question, man. Oh God, yeah, there you go.
The helmet is such a beautiful freaking touch, man.
It is.
Yeah, the chrome or the dome instead of like a regular helmet, it's just like a glass dome.
Yeah, exactly. Man, dude. So that's what I was going to ask. Who was responsible for, kind of the development of the toy, dude. The idea came from you. Who did the sculpt?
So the idea didn't come from me. It was on a header card that Patrick Sparrow drew for the Space Squatch. It was just like a background character, and I thought the Space Squatch needed a bad guy. So I hit up Spec Toys for him to sculpt it for me. And that's what Spec Toys did. And yeah, so it's like a triple thing. Spec Toys sculpted Patrick Sparrow's original art, and then me just putting it all together, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And God, dude, I mean, talk about good timing. I mean, it seems like that's all we've been talking about tonight is pictures that are getting turned into actual tangible pieces, which I think is really cool. Dude, so just kind of looking ahead a little bit, General Enos and Space Squatch, man, are there more characters in this line?
I'm not sure yet. So far, it's those two. I was thinking about bringing in a robot as well.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, like a robot Squatch.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the show, now you've had 2 different Space Squatch shows, right?
I had 2 Space Squatch and 1 Enos.
And 1 Enos, yeah. So the when you're bringing out new characters, man, is it just kind of like second nature at this point to try to get a lot of these blanks into the show? I mean, there's so many talented artists out there, you know, sculpting on top of these and just painting these. Does it seem just kind of like a natural thing to do to say, man, let's do a show with this and see what we get?
Well, a lot of the people that are still have been doing the 3 shows have been in all 3 shows, so they just keep tagging on to the next ones. And I keep asking new artists, like Chris Doggett was in this one, and he hasn't been in my other shows. Raygun Wizard was another new one.
Great one.
So, you know, I when the show's over, if I start a new show, I'll ask the guys. I'll be like, "Any of you guys want to be in the next one?" And then, however many people I have tallied up from that, I'll add some more on there until I get about 25 to 30 people for my show.
Nice, dude. That's a nice, solid number. Nothing that's like out of control. You can really start to focus on a lot of the pieces. I think most everybody has seen what's going on with those. Just some amazing pieces, dude. What was your just kind of initial reaction to seeing everything?
I was blown away, dude. Like,
yeah.
I love the Space Squatch shows. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Enos show topped all 3 together.
Yeah, dude. And, you know, like we were just talking about, the amount of people that sculpted on top or brought in other materials, yourself included, man. I mean, just totally transformed these things. I think that's what's really cool, too, is that it just seems like some of the details, and even with the Space Squatch, right? Sometimes people aren't really accentuating the details in the figure necessarily with paint. They're kind of going right over the top and making it like the whole piece of shirt or pants or something like that. When you're kind of developing these toys, do you ever have the next step in mind? Like, what's it going to be like for someone to paint this? Does that ever come across your mind, or it's just like, hey, I just want to do these dope colors and blanks, and then people can have at them?
Yeah, I usually start with the colors, and then I'll come up with a theme for the show, and that'll help people pick a character easier. It's kind of like this one was a 90s theme, so everybody was doing stuff from the 90s, and the one before that was like retroverse, so you're looking at like 70s and 80s. But and then I mean, if you're a painter, you can paint anything pretty much. So but no, I don't have them in mind or paints in mind or stuff like that when I'm choosing colors. I just choose colors that I think he'll look good in. And plus I like to build up my collection and have as many different colors for my library too, you know?
Absolutely, dude. So now the figure itself, you have some in your shop right now?
Yeah, I have 3 of them, the orange, the black, and the green for Halloween. Like I said, they're not 100% perfect, so they're really cheap. I spent about $60 each on these things for the entire project, for the first 100, with the molds, the sculpting, everything all put together. So, and I'm only charging $45 each for them, and that's free shipping as well.
I saw that, man. Okay. That's gotta hurt, man. Like I get why you are doing it. But that's gotta hurt taking a hit like that, man. How do you how do you work through that for the next batch?
Well, before I was a toy maker, I was in a metal band for 8 years. So I know the term pay to play very well. So sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. And I'm just trying to recoup a little bit back so I can put it into China vinyl, way better versions of this guy.
I love
wow,
that.
dude, that's nuts, man. So $45 shipped on those, and it's a 10-inch vinyl.
Yeah, it's huge.
Dude, that's a killer deal. I love that.
Look at it next to my head. I mean,
yeah, man, that's actually a lighter purple than I think when you and I were talking the other day. And you said you had a purple one. I was thinking.
Well, this one's flesh. The camera doesn't
gotcha.
show it very well, but it's like muscle flesh.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it looks like a light purple.
But the ones in the shop are green, orange, and black, and they're really vibrant and they're really thick vinyl. It's almost just like the old Hulk figures from like the 70s or the 80s. You remember those just solid one-piece Hulk figures that were
right,
kind of like standing like this, and
yeah,
and they had all the air inside of them. You could squeeze them. It's kind of like that, but they're super solid. Like you could drop it and nothing would happen.
If you don't mind my asking, what makes you go with such a large size when you get your vinyls made, homie?
I like my vinyl big. Like my collection, I like collecting big vinyl pieces. So I wanted to do big ones. I started with an 8-inch Space Squatch, and I thought that was a pretty good size. And then I went 10 inches. I'm like, man, I like big. So, but the next time I do Enos, I'm actually going to go smaller. I'm going 5 inches on him. So he's going to be like a little He-Man action figure.
That's awesome, dude. I love that. I mean, I agree with you, man. I like big vinyl pieces. I have some pieces of vinyl that don't even fit in any of my cabinets because they're too tall. I'm sure you have a tons of them too.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
yeah, but there is something to be said though for the smaller vinyl. Resin Blood, Barbarian Rage. Those guys are all coming out with vinyls on that same scale, and they're great, dude. I mean, in hand, that's a really cool feeling piece. God, I love those.
That's my smaller vinyl. That's only 5.5 inches, so it's the exact same size as He-Man, old vintage figure.
Those are great, dude. The Budator, if anybody has been following this community for any length of time, dude, you know that the Budator has been around for a while.
Clean plug, bro.
Oh, that is great. And do you have any of those available?
Yeah, there's quite a few in the shop. I got 2 lit ones still left in there. It's in a limited edition I dropped today of 4 of them. They light up. Batteries are changeable if it goes dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but they're in the shop along with some marbles, some purples, clears, blues. There's a bunch of stuff in the shop if anybody wants to check it out. etctoys.bigcartel.
There you go, man. Let's talk about your personal piece that you did, dude. I freaking love it. What made you go with this particular character?
Well, it was 90s themed, and Bob Ross is late in his career in the 90s. He only did about 4 years, but I remember vividly watching him all the time, trying to draw his paintings with colored pencils while he was doing it with his paintbrushes because I didn't have the easels and all that shit.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I loved watching Bob Ross and watching his paintings come to fruition. I'm just like, you know what? I bet I could turn this guy into Bob Ross. So I just went for it, and I found that little that hair thing, and it actually goes over like a ponytail bun for women.
Gotcha.
It gives him like a little curly bun on the back of their head, and I was able to attach it to his head pretty well. And it, I really love that piece. It came out pretty cool.
Dude, and see that's exactly what I'm talking about. That example right there is you just painted over it, made it look like a shirt and pants. Which, when you think about it, a figure like that, if being able to do that, it really kind of leaves a blank canvas for you to do, whatever you want. That's crazy, dude. How much time do you have in that?
I'd say probably about 6-7 hours with everything. No, maybe more like 5 or 6.
Dude, that's awesome. And what's the deal with that one, man? Is that one for sale in your shop?
Oh, it's already sold.
Oh, it's already sold. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
sold
out.
yesterday. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, congrats on that, dude. God, what a cool looking
But-
piece, man.
Because you were even be asking about like what they got in the shop right now. If anybody doesn't click that link, this is all the goodies they've got hanging up in there right now. Whole bunch of shit.
Oh man. Dude, the General, I can't believe that, dude. That's a screaming deal, man. $45 shipped. 10-inch.
Yeah, they're great toys.
On any vinyl, 45 is pretty crazy, let alone when you consider the size of that beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can hang too. You put their arms up, their fingers can hold on and hang like a monkey.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Well, dude, congratulations, dude. We're gonna start looking through these pieces, man. That was another phenomenal show, dude. Like you said, man, out of the 3 that you've had so far, this one is definitely up there with some of the best one, dude. Your formats that you're coming up with, the retroverse, the 90s, I think for guys, or for anybody that's in this community, I think we're all loosely around the same age range, give or take, 10 years. Yeah. And it's something that we can all relate to. And it's very easy to come up with something, an idea from a certain decade. But congrats again, dude. You can really tell that format really let some of these artists come up with just some wild stuff, dude. I know we're going to see some crazy shit in a minute.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, great answer.
Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, dude. We will do it next time for sure. Happy Halloween again, and congrats on another killer show, man.
Thank you so much, B.
You got it, buddy.
Crumbs.
Ew. Sorry, man. What a gem, dude.
Legend.
Sorry. And, okay. When is the last time we've seen somebody with a freaking dope-ass costume on? And I didn't go know it's Halloween, but homie came on freaking rocking it. And that's also why I feel like a bit of a douche. I said it, man. We were like 20 minutes late getting them in here. And, I thought it was fucking jokes as all hell. They pulled out that Bob Ross, and they mentioned the fact that they were in a metal band for years. And the amount of my metal homies that have gone through their weird Netflix Bob Ross stage where they're watching that for hours, getting into their zen. It's kind of like, is that just like a metal head thing? Y'all love Bob Ross? Anyways, sorry, man.
No, it's another great piece, dude. His pieces are always, I was surprised he only did one, honestly, dude. He usually does a few pieces, but they're always, all of them, dude. They're always so good. And I think really the format of his shows, they're so cool, dude. Retroverse. Who wouldn't want to do that? And just think of like your choices that you have, especially when so much of this community, I feel like, is built on nostalgia and kind of reconnecting with stuff from our past like that. It makes it that much cooler, man. You know what I mean? It's cool. Dude, and Tim's just a fucking gem, dude. You know what I mean? Like, always so super willing with his time. And $45 shipped on a 10-inch vinyl. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
okay, everybody in the chat is a toy nerd. So unless you're somebody outside of the toy shit who's watching this later, that is about half. I would say that's literally about 50% off of what you would normally pay for a vinyl that size. You're normally looking at about $90 minimum for a blank of a vinyl that size, man.
Well, and he's taking a loss off of, he's taking a loss right off the bat.
Not counting the shipping.
Not counting the shipping.
They basically want you to enjoy the toy that they also love so much, man.
Which is crazy, dude. When you think that right off the top, you're losing about $25 right off the top on every single one that you sell, dude. And for him, he said, which is crazy, dude. You look how long he's been around, you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, well, obviously there's something to this. He wants to get it in people's hands first and then go from there. And fucking hey, dude, who's to say that that's wrong?
Even with the show, if you can, Ashley nailed it. Artists almost always take a loss. That's why, in my opinion, it's one of those things where like you really do have to love what you're doing. It has to be that you enjoy what you're doing, you love it first, because otherwise you're just going to be freaking calloused and angry, no, that's insane. And you have to consider too, I don't know if any of these artists paid like to get the vinyl in their hand for this show. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
All in all, man, I really hope that this is a successful drop. I hope it ends up being one of those things where the quantity they move and the interest that they garner ends up being greater than the losses inflicted.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's definitely a cool figure. You know, I like the direction that it's going. And dude, just kind of, did you notice that like everything that we've talked about tonight is something that's gone from a picture into a piece? That was totally unintentional until you start talking about it. You're like, oh, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a common theme tonight, which is, what do you know? Sometimes we hit it on the head.
Collaborative efforts, man. Yeah.
Donner Don't Care.
Beautiful.
What is up, Donner Don't Care? Speaking of
And
people who do incredible work.
so I've just been sitting in the back of my brain. Donner Don't Care. You're a fantastic painter, dude, and I'm pretty sure there's been a couple pieces you've done that have definitely influenced me, whether I want to admit it or not. It might have been like a subconscious thing, but definitely have ended up influencing some of my paint apps.
There you go. Dude, let's dive into this show. We are going to now, let's just say right off the bat, dude, we don't want to be here all night. We're going to breeze through these pieces. No disrespect to anybody. If you want to check out these pieces, ETC has loaded every single one of these on his page. You can thumb through those. They all have links to the artist's specific page and post. So check those out.
Yo, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say that. And Rakomashu, I know that you didn't earn much, but let's be real, homie. Going out and doing a toy show and earning 300 in general, and you know, I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever been in that position before, where it was actually just like somebody was interested in something I made enough that they were a complete stranger. That they were like, "Oh my goodness, what is this? Tell me more about it." Like that's got to be a freaking like almost surreal feeling. I feel like I still fall in that category when you're handing somebody something you've made. You're also sitting there being like, but if you want to throw it away, like go for it, you know? And then you kind of expect they're kind of like looking at this thing being like, what do I do with this?
He did get a hot dog though. I mean, you can't beat that. Yeah, it's surreal. Yeah, I bet, man. And I've heard that for a lot of people say that about their first early shows.
Rakomashu has a beautiful beard too. It was gorgeous in that picture that I saw, man.
Killer.
Right? So what I thought was interesting about this piece here is currently Ophelia Toys, I don't know if you know, but SpongeBob is actually celebrating its 25th anniversary. So that was pretty neat for me to see that you ended up slapping this out. Just coincident. Isn't that surreal?
It's sickening is what it is.
Yeah.
It's sickening is what that is.
But you even kind of mentioned it when ETC was on. The amount of people that added additional sculpt, even to the accessories, man.
Dude, I really think that's what makes these shows, dude, is that and how the artist goes like this, where you can either accentuate those details or you can say fuck those details and go right over top of them with sculpt or paint or whatever it is. And then before you know it, you got a blank canvas there of whatever you want it to be, you know? Ophelia Toys, dude, like that dude's just his work's so dope, dude.
ETC, of course.
That was an awesome one, dude. Bob Ross. Who doesn't love Bob Ross?
Honestly, even planning this out the way they did is fucking jokes, man.
Yeah,
and
right.
The fact that this character is this friggin' angry-looking character while painting away at this.
Yeah, it's great. The accessories are awesome,
man. I was looking at that too. With all the accessories combined, I was a little curious. Like, damn, man, like this came together well. Even printing off like a little picture of this and adhering it in some manner to that.
Yeah,
it came together well, man.
Awesome.
What the fuck is going on here?
Dude, how many times did you say that? Like going through these pieces, like you look at it and you just go, "Oh, what the fuck, man? What the." Now, initially, you know what, that head, not that one, but the helmet head, that reminded me, this is a little bit of, you guys got to know what's going on Sycamill's page, but Gary Gremlinson, that's got Gary Gremlinson eyes is what that has, dude. And that's a great figure.
Or the Fly.
Yeah, dude, that was good, man.
See, now this was actually one that Extratruckestrial mentioned they hadn't invited into a show before, I believe. The Chris Dodge.
The last piece that we looked at, dude, who was that one by?
Yeah, good call, actually. I am a goober.
I think I missed that.
Dirt House Vinyl.
Dirt House Vinyl, nice, dude. Very nice.
even this could be easily overlooked, man. Look at those little freaking muscles the way that they're popping, the differences in the different greens they did. Oh, I like that helmet. And just for B, everybody's edging things today. We know how much B is a big fan of the edging, so we're just trying to make sure we edge everything
now. Oh man,
Trip Rabbit. I'll admit too, actually, you know, a lot of artists in this show that I know that they're actually like larger artists, and yet I hadn't actually seen some of their work before, man. That was a nice part about this show.
Well, and here's a good example. You know, Trip Rabbit. That's a lot of these artists I'm only familiar with through his shows. You know what I mean? And then you start going through their page and just like, oh shit. And that's just, I mean, it's the same old story with Instagram, dude. You know what I mean? It's like people pop up all the time. And then I look on their page and it's like, oh, 200 people that you know follow this person. And they've been around forever. And you're just like, who the fuck is this? You know, it happens almost daily.
Did everybody get green? Sorry, I was listening, I promise. Did everybody get green Enos?
Great question.
That's what I just started wondering was like, what's the blank?
Yeah. If any of the artists are in the room, if you could let us know what colored blank you got, that's a great question, dude. I don't know on that.
Also, Judge Dredd, what a fucking good movie.
They were mixed. Donner says that they were kids.
Okay. So. Interesting.
Sweet.
Because then I would assume flesh. But you know, that almost makes things more difficult when you're trying to color match. Oh, those were such a fucking good toy line, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry. I probably haven't thought about those in like 20 years at least, man. And the fucking hair, dude.
Yeah. Daughter's done that the last few shows. There's been some really cool additions like that, man. And it adds so much, dude. I mean, that looks like it was made to be like that. You know what I mean? Like it was produced like that.
I've only done hair once, and this is maybe a suggestion for anybody interested. If you take a shoelace and you leave that part where it's like the normal part, and then you cut and you just snip at one of the parts where it's like higher up, and then you just keep on pulling at it till you fray out all of the rest of the shoelace, you've got this like perfect little nubbin that you can drill a hole in the head, and you can super glue the nubbin in, and then it has hair. But I don't think that's what happened here. I'm just saying.
I
find this was interesting. A lot of people ended up doing they used the BDSM belt thing.
Yes.
For the neckline.
Yeah. Right. To make it look like there's a singlet on, if you will.
Look how short that red is.
Very cool. I know, man, right?
That thing fucking pops, dude.
And like, regardless, there's a lot of, you can tell there's like, God dang it, look at that, dude.
Such a nice contrast with the tan, too.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, it looks like there's a lot of paint on that. God, that's awesome.
You know, I'm blaming that Trolls line for me being addicted to Bic lighters and smoking. It was them that taught me to want to just.
That's what it is, man. Learned it from watching you, okay?
Fucking Trip Rabbit must have had two.
I think so.
This is a Spawn one. And it's like, come on.
Spawn, dude. Yeah, I mean, Hurt Toys, big Spawn fan back in the day, dude.
So it's a little heavy-handed, but while we're on the Spawn one, I don't know if anybody realizes this, but of course Todd McFarlane had his, oh my god, is it McFarlane? Yeah, McFarlane had his issue with Marvel, and of course the whole idea is like you get your dream of being a comic book artist at the cost of you don't own any of the shit you make. And if you actually pay attention to Spawn, of course, Malbolgia has the big old M, and all the slaves of Malbolgia have the big old M, and of course Spawn sells his soul to Malbolgia to have his dream, but of course there's that little catch to his dream. So it's a little heavy-handed, but always loved it. And when he gets the shoelace sewn to his face.
Yeah, lots of sculpt. Lots of sculpt, the cape on that too, dude. I don't know what material that is, but that's dope, man. God, look how much extra work is in that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you actually finally went back to the piece. Thank you for pulling me back.
Oh boy.
But yeah, all those spikes, adding that shit to the freaking helmet on there, the chains, practically eliminating to your visible spec the original chest piece that's there.
Yeah, dude. And dude, Dirty Yeti, thank you for pointing that out, dude. Use the helmet as part of the cowl. Look at that, dude. And that's something that we've seen in those Space Squad shows too, is people modifying the helmet, like actually taking it out. And dude, there's a Vader one I can remember that somebody did where they cut the helmet to make it look like it was broken. I bet that's not the last time we see something like that tonight, dude. But I mean, what another fucking great idea, right?
Absolutely. That's some Strafe 7 smart fucking shit, man. I wouldn't have caught that. Thank you, Dirty Eddie, for freaking catching that, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Oh,
that's that same video.
That's the Judge Dredd. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and must have had 2 as well. Did the old switcheroo on them, man?
Yeah. Now this one, I believe, said that he was kind of taking style from the old school Trapper Keepers.
Oh my fucking God.
I know, dude, right? Trapper Keepers.
I'm really glad they zoomed in, though. An ocular rhombus might be one of the few who will understand how fucking difficult this must have been. The layering of all the different colors, man, to really, really pop. That's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Dig it. Really good, man. Trapper Keepers, though, dude. I mean, you know, for me, Trapper Keepers is probably more 80s, I think. You know what I mean? I remember going to the, you know, trying to find a new Trapper Keeper for the year. Have you seen, like, dude, if you go on eBay and look and try to find like a vintage Trapper Keeper, bro, good luck trying to buy one under like, you know, $80. It's crazy. Like, dude, that thing fucking holds paper.
I'll admit, and I think that there's a couple of us in the scene with it. I refer to it as like younger brother syndrome and stuff. Like there was just a lot, man. Like being from the 90s, my brother was actually in the 80s. They would often basically kind of like tell me what was cool. You know what I mean? So like there's a large chunk of my childhood that like who knows, like there's that tiny little bit of shit that like you actually like and you're kind of quiet about it because you're older brother. You don't want them to think you're lame. And so otherwise like they kind of tell you what's cool. Sure. And so like Trapper Keepers and stuff, like they would have still been cool to me in the 90s because I would have had an older brother from the 80s telling me Trapper Keepers were cool.
Straight up, man. You'll be one of the cool kids. I'll get you a Trapper Keeper. Love that header card too. Dope. Yeah. Badass vinyl pieces. Pikmin's vinyls. What's up, dude?
I was gonna say the professor's in the house.
Ooh, is this who is this?
Soko Cat.
Soko Cat, yeah. Now, did they have just one piece in there? Soko Cat usually does multiple pieces.
Let's take a little peek real quick.
But always really good. It's just the one this time. That's cool.
Just the one.
Yeah. Cool looking piece though, man. Really nice paint on that.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where admittedly, man, if like again, not knowing what the vinyl color is on there, that blue frickin' pops, dude.
Straight
and
up.
I don't know if that's dry brushing or what's their name? That dude who did that crazy, he does all the fucking insane bugs. Tomsky, is that their name?
Figures, dude. Yeah.
They posted a video recently where I was sitting there just feeling like such a dumbass because they were actually using a Q-tip with alcohol, and after they had done like their darker layers, they were just going over the like parts that I would normally do like a highlight dry brush and have to do layer after layer after layer. There they are with this freaking alcohol wiped Q-tip just going over the spots they want to remove the dark end, and you're like, oh,
dude, this paint app right here reminds me of it. I think you're right, dude. Like, you know, to get in there in the crevices, you know, maybe a dry brush or something like that. But that look right there, Crimson Guard Immoral does the same thing on some of his pieces, and it's they just look so damn good.
Right down to between the toes.
What's that?
Right down to between the motherfucking toes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
The raised Dirty Yeti, how do you know so much about everybody's pieces? Yes, I wondered if it was a dry brush technique or if it was going to be like a fucking wipe away technique. What? How do you know the deets on all this?
Because he's a dope painter. Because he's a dope painter. He's like, come on, stop, play. I get the hell out of here, right, dude? I had to keep checking. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm like, what is this? Is this a different piece? Nah, just made a helmet.
Like, okay, like you said, you have to almost keep on looking because you're kind of like, what did you add? What was here? Oh, that green and blue combo is so freaking killer, man. Damn, that thing is good.
I mean, that's Nickelodeon right there in a bottle, right? That's what it is. The colors, the Reptar.
I would hate doing this part. I'm going to level with you. Making those little, I know you guys are artists, so somebody in the chat's going to be like, I could do a bunch of little clay stars and put them on there. Well, I couldn't. This is Raygun Wizard.
Raygun Wizard. Yeah, he said that was a new one to the show this year, or for this round. But God, that's great work, dude.
That's sharp as hell, man. What I really like about vinyl too is it is nice the fact that because a lot of the joints have the holes and stuff, you can spray them nice.
Yeah, nice.
This show is just hit after hit after hit after hit. Like, what the frick is this?
Kachina.
Oh my goodness. That looks almost like a hydro dip, man. I don't understand.
Dude, his paint work, especially on like the Fungusky, dude, like get the hell out of here, man. It is so damn good. Didn't he just do, gosh, dude, he just did a collab with somebody. Was it Strafe or something like that? I mean, damn, that's good, dude. The tie-dye shirt.
That shirt is blowing me away right now. I can see the hard lines, but I'm still sitting there being like, yo, that looks like a hydro dip to me. I guess with the airbrushing, you guys might know like the nozzle head that might be on there, but that's still just layer after layer. Look at this stupid little frickin' on his, like, get out of here. The frickin' dots on here, the frickin' get out of here.
Yeah. Dude, and looking at those, look at that shirt, dude. I mean, like, how do you?
I can't stop looking at that shirt. I want that shirt
because it's airbrushed, right? You know what I mean? You're like, how do you make things like? Give me a 90s neon tie dye airbrush shirt on this piece of vinyl, and he's like, no problem, I got you. I like the way he highlighted the teeth on those two. What the hell is that? Dude. What am I looking at right there? What is that? Is that just a paint app on that helmet? Dude, holy shit. Wow, man.
Yeah.
I missed that picture, dude, because I would have looked at it longer to be like, what? It almost looks like, I mean,
how unique is it? The shoulder and the helmet are a uniquely different UV reacting pattern than the fucking shirt.
Dude, that helmet. Yeah, Rokomashi, same thing. What the fuck is going on in there? Straight up, dude. That looks like clouds. It looks like a brain from one angle. That is just, that's awesome, man. Look at that. What? Nice.
Looks like they got in there and edged the teeth too.
Kachina. Clouds. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's so sick, dude.
Clouds. Fuck. And also on that previous one, the fucking emblem on the head, dude. I can tell by B's face. He's kind of like, it's 5 minutes too. We're not getting through this in 2 hours.
Oh, no, I was just, that was a great paint app right there. This is another good one. Isn't this Hobo Toys? This is, God, dude, I cannot read that, man. It's too small.
It is Hobo Toys. It's their entry for it. It's going to be Cher from Clueless.
Oh, that's and just proof, right, that you can take this figure and turn it into anything you want, dude. Cher from Clueless.
I'm currently picturing all those moments in my head of Cher arguing with her friggin' lawyer dad or having those, and it's Enos now. The stupid friggin' knee-high white socks. Dude, consider, though, that, like, he's 9 inches wide. Where did you find...
Oh, man. There she is. There she is.
Thank you, Hobo Toys, for the fucking chuckles, man, on top of just killing it, dude.
The hair.
Man, everything. Again, I don't know. I think the teeth paint app that everybody ended up doing is actually tight. Getting the fucking eye patch actually tight, man. Getting inside the eyeball there actually tight. Everybody did act like, I know this sounds stupid. The hard lines killed it. I know you're all probably just like, it's just painter's tape or Tamiya tape, or maybe you've all.
Yeah, but still, man, I've seen that get fucked up before too. And people are like, oh, I use painter's
100
tape.
times.
Like, did you?
100 times.
Yeah.
You imagine bringing her home and take off this beautiful little outfit and a hobo homie. I didn't know you were a little like a sewer as well, dude. But again, loving the knee-high socks.
Yeah.
That's a creepy piece. Fucking turtles, dude.
Barely human.
Barely human. Cowabunga,
Did
dude.
you sculpt that shell on there?
Might have ordered it from Temu, but I'm thinking they probably sculpted it.
Yeah, it's possible. Damn. Isn't that funny, dude? When Dark Rainbow said that he's just like, oh yeah, I just ordered some cheap maggots from Temu.
So that's one element of this stuff, though, and it can't really be replicated with intent. I think that's what's kind of difficult, and we try and explain it, or you try and discuss it. People have been discussing it for hundreds of years, man. It's just one of those things where it's kind of like you try and make something crappy. People can tell you kind of we're just trying to rushing something and we're making it crappy. Yeah. But you go with the aesthetic to go with it. So this is bootleg, so it's allowed to be a little janky, so it's allowed to have and for whatever reason, man, it's so bad it's good. Extratruckestrial said it's foam, which, foam doesn't get utilized enough, man. What a good little material for fucking getting the sculpts the way you want them. And this is another example, I think, where it would be easy to dismiss, but it's fun.
Well, dude, and then if that's, that's foam, look at the paint app that he did on foam. Shit. I mean, and I don't know how accepting foam is with paint, but I'm sure it's not just like some easy process.
Somebody in the chat would know much more than myself. I'm almost curious too if these are little Velcro patches, so you can take them on and off, or if those are.
Like, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun piece, man.
I think you're right, dude. I think that's exactly what that is. Huh.
Pikmin vinyls.
Pikmin.
Wires are in, dude. They did
wires are in.
Kill them off.
Yeah, dude. This original figure, Kill 'Em Off, I always thought that was a very cool figure. But dude, I mean,
sculpted whole new arms for it.
What a maniac, dude. That's a killer looking piece.
I don't know why I like the way that the feet have been sealed in. Damn, yo, Pikmins, man, if you're still in the chat, what did you use for your cape? Vinyl? There's a lot of sculpting in here.
A lot, yeah. But I mean, the look, the colors, nailed it, man. And look how different the face is on that one versus, you know, the regular figure.
And the whole arms, pretty much. Like there's a thin, like there's got to be a thin layer of freaking just random black. You know, just some random black material. Yeah, Super Terrible Toys nailed it. Pikmin equals magician, not Professor Pikmin, magician Pikmin. You're gonna have to get a little top hat and freaking wandy thingy for shows from now on.
Pikmin always with the good sculpt, dude.
This is one of those situations. I gotta go back for a second just because I want to
see how much sculpt is on top of that, man, and then knowing that it's an image figure. Dude, that is a beast right there. I'm sure it is.
That's just it, dude. Oh. He gave the whole figure a shirt and tie and arms. And sculpted him this whole freaking pack where the jetpack would be.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's fondant.
Huh. Excuse me?
Yeah, that's what Super Terrible says. It's fondant.
No.
That's insane if it is, dude.
I call bullshit. Yeah, Dirty Yeti's laughing. I think at this point, the guys are just trying to see what they can convince us bullshit is made of.
Pikmin says he's over a pound. Actually, I thought it was more than that. Under a pound. Oh, over a pound. Yeah, that's, man.
Yeah, they're pulling the old freaking Halloween apple on us now.
That is classic, dude. False Idols, is that what that one is?
Yeah. And you know what I find crazy is to get this out while you're also manning a show right now as well.
Exactly, dude. Man.
What I'm finding crazy is if we can't guess with a lot of these what the heck your starting blank color was, that's fucking nuts to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Oh, look at how sexy that is.
Yeah. Man, really nice paint, dude.
Gorgeous paint app, and that's a prime example again where taking away added to the figure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dudes. I'd like to get inside of some of your heads just for a day. And I know most of you at this point are going, no, you don't. But maybe during your creative phases, I'd like to get into most of your heads just for a moment. Man. But even all this, man, I don't know. Because again, I don't know who's using airbrushing, who's going in and actually like hand brushing things.
Pound and a half.
That's a tight, gorgeous red.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Fuck yeah. False Idols. We got Baba Draw.
That one was
more
dumb.
Hair.
Baba Drock, man. I mean, I just noticed that's the chain wrapped around his right arm there. Dude, that is good. I like that one.
I'm really digging how that hair's got like a nice like silvery to it. Man, anybody who actually went in and started doing like any of the fine detailing of stuff too, like
yeah.
Because for me, every time I'm seeing somebody actually went in and did this part, these parts, I'm like, get out of fucking town. I guess out.
I was just gonna say, man, and that's what's kind of cool about these is like no matter if you get that detailed on it or if you paint right over it, you know, you're gonna get a different look every time. But they're both sick, man. I mean, that dude, the paintwork on his face.
Well, and it's stuff like this, right? So, and again, like with Pikmins, it's like, yeah, epoxy clay, heavy core, heavy wire core, layers and layers of different metallic paints. It's like we kind of forget like how much actually goes into getting something like this. It looks like it's a hook and you don't think too much into it, and you're like, but when you consider lots of freaking layers and layers and layers and making that thing dry, then flipping it over to the side, and Takes a lot. Yeah, Toyzay's nailed it, Lobo. And yeah, Extratruckestrial. If you don't know Lobo, you should.
It's awesome.
I would imagine most of the gang in here has read graphic novels and comics.
Baba Drock, man. And you know, he had a Halloween drop. I mean, he's obviously been working on stuff recently, and he's working, and he was working on this at the same time. Man, that guy was very, very busy there for a while.
Yeah, the Skeleton Surfers.
Dope.
And with this, we'll come back to the header card with art by Patrick Sparrow. Also included will be a paint of General Eno recreating one of Lobo's most iconic covers.
Nice. Dirty
Yeti.
2 pieces. Oh, man. What a dude, put that jacket on there.
I was like, as dumb as this is, I was literally sitting here thinking to myself, I don't want to be rude, but why does this guy look like Newman? And then it clicked.
Because it is. Dude, Dirty Yeti, what is that? Is that a sculpt on top of that? What is that?
It's fondant too.
Oh, I don't think that's fondant.
Those little fucking glasses, man.
I
Get
know,
a
that's
life.
cool, dude.
Yo, and the Jurassic Park badge. Get out of here.
Dude, the Jurassic Park on the, yeah, you're right, dude. Lots of little details on there, man. And that's, Dirty Yeti in his last few shows has had a lot of little details like that. Dude, I love the colors on there too, man.
Right down to the freaking rain jacket. Like, get a life.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Fun, dude. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
And we're not even at the freaking... There we go.
There you go.
And he picked the coolest dinosaur, too.
That's crazy, man. Damn. That's sick. And then to make it and then just plop it right on top there, dude. Damn. Those eyes are great, too. Dude, look how he built that out on the head. Holy shit.
I was just thinking the balance on that thing has to be freaking nuts with the tail balancing it out that head, man.
I was just gonna say that, man. That head is so far forward. Without that tail, that it's almost like, especially with the arms extended out like that, dude. Like, man, look how much front, leaning weight that has on it. You throw that tail on there to kind of balance it out, and keep in mind, dude. I mean, the regular piece is 10 inches. That's obviously taller. So, I mean, think of how big of a piece that is. That's huge. It's a well-balanced machine. Yeah, dude, it looks like it. Oh, what's that? Oh, magnets. The magnetic tail. Look at this guy. Which also probably helps with the weight, I would think, right? You add, 6 magnets to the back end. It's definitely going to pull it back a little bit. Nice. Is it Creature Maker? Is that what that is? Yeah.
It's a Creature Maker.
Yeah.
Yo, B, we're at that point, man. There's no way I can make it 2 hours without having to take a little pause somewhere.
Okay.
You're gonna look at this lovely Creature Maker for a moment and enlighten everybody about how dope you think it is while I run away for a second.
Okay. Creature Maker's piece, man. Creature Maker, he's been around a while. His pieces are really cool. This is something I don't think I've ever seen, vinyl from him. I have some vinyl paints, some vinyl pieces that he's painted up. But damn, dude, I mean, look at the detail on that. I don't really know the shoulder pads there is kind of what I'm interested in. I don't know what that's sculpted out of. I haven't seen Creature Maker do any type of sculpts like that. You know, kind of looking across the room at some of his pieces now, you know, some of them, I think there may be some original sculpt on that stuff, but God, dude, the colors, and that's another one where you kind of wonder what color was the base of that, because whatever it is, it was totally transformed. Oh, he 3D printed all the parts. Okay, so yeah, that's something new too, man. Is 3D printing those and slapping them on there. That chest piece is awesome with the skull and the wings. And then again, the helmet on that, dude. I don't know. Yeah, that's nuts, dude. Check that out. Tim was saying that he's pretty sure that he 3D printed the parts. So, but I mean, I'm sure he would have had to design that and then print it out as well, right? The helmet.
Absolutely. Well, and at the end of the day, too, like you were kind of mentioning there a second ago, it's hard to even tell what color the vinyls would have been originally. Considering this is all like that nice even blue, and then you've got the head being the skin tone. We know that the skin tone ones exist.
Yeah.
I'd be curious. But again, it's neat. Like, I don't know, man. It's neat to me seeing all the different artists staring at the actual figure and all of them coming up with all these different ideas based on 90s and going to the extent that they have.
Yeah, it's funny to see where people's minds go once you throw out something with such a, you know, a landscape like that where it can be pretty much anything. It's cool to see where people's minds go, because it kind of gives you an insight to, you know, maybe what they were, you know, liking in
what the 90s means to them.
Yeah, cool.
Plus, I'd be at a costume party with any of these fucks.
The Radiation Ranger. That's a dope one, man. There was definitely a process. Dude, look at that the helmet that he did. There was a process in that thing. I was talking to him about it the other day.
Is that a wax sculpt of the head?
Yes. Yes.
Did he mold the head, cast it, make a waxed up cast like version on it, mold that, cast that in wax?
Yes. Something like that.
I think he basically did the general purpose process, right? Like, I don't want to damage this OG, so I'm going to put it into the mold to have a bunker one that I can put layers on top of, and then I'll mold and cast that.
It's dope, man. He put a lot of work into that. And, you know, he's always got about 37 different things going on at one time. And
imagine if we just read, I made a mold of the original head, and then I did a cast did a cast in wax, wiped away the original sculpt, and turned it into the Radiation Ranger. Lots of work. There we go. Yeah, they did what we thought. We knew something.
Yeah, dude. Yellow. I would think that yellow would be another tough one to work with, right? Like, I mean, I guess nothing's tough to work with if you let everything dry 100%. But yellow just seems like one that would get mucky, especially when you add something like red, you know?
Or even that silvery gray. I would say Extratruckestrial kind of nailed it, man, and that's something I've always kind of admired about a lot of the individuals that do this in the scene is if you're a good painter, then you can paint anything. It's like, yeah, that's what's impressive about so many of these individuals. That's kind of why you and I sit here 2 hours plus every week going, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
They're talented individuals, man. And Extra, you probably are right. It probably is still cast in resin. I think they did the wax to get like the original sculpt, and then they would have molded the wax and then casted that in resin.
It's a good one.
I honestly think Wonder Goblin doesn't get enough credit too for what a change to the landscape their Wonder Vinyl paints have been. There's an additive in them that basically makes them, it's an adhesive additive. And I think that that's really helped a lot of individuals find paints that are going to stick to something.
Yeah.
Resident Blood's a fucking dude, man. They've actually got a drop tonight as well. I know that we missed catching that one, but they've got a bunch of the Tangler looking dude. But Bootleg Toyco ended up doing a Mysterio. Dude, I'm loving how fucking just solid that blue is on there even. And again, got the yellow just tight. That dude, I think, often gets a lot of love for his sculpt, but they're actually a fantastic painter as well, man.
Dude. Yeah. What?
That's fun.
Oh, man. Dude, that one just visually, when you see that one to me, oh, man, that is so good, dude.
Digitally sculpted and 3D printed these to fit perfectly? Like, how are these clamps perfect?
Yeah, dude. I mean, lots of, obviously measuring and stuff going on, but the cape is good. Dude, that picture right there. Wow.
Trey, good call on the cape, dude.
I love that green, too. Yeah, the cape, dude, is...
The double layered felt cape.
I was just noticing that, dude, the lighter color on the inside.
Do you think there's wire in the seam to get that nice fucking
there might be
glowing?
There might be, yeah, because it looks, I mean, if it wasn't, it almost looks like it would lay flatter against his back, I guess. That's a killer one.
I'd take that home to mama. Mm-hmm. Rick Stroh was on the show at one point for a ETC show. I think it was one of the Space Squatch shows. We had a bunch of different people on the show, and he was one of them. Fuck
yeah.
I like things that glow. Like little toenails, man.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Details.
It is funny how many people want like that nice neon yellow though, too.
Yeah. It's a good one, man.
Yellow and silver, I wouldn't have thought.
Dude, there's just so much you can do with this figure.
How did I not even catch that at first? It's fucking Bosk. Damn, dude. Oh man, oh man.
That UV. That's the same one, right? I mean, or is that's a different figure? He did too.
No, it's their same figure in the glow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Extra saying some of them did that did some 3D sculpted parts asked for the file so they could sculpt their parts right on the. Oh my dude, what a I love the realm we're in with technology and what that means for this kind of shit. That is so wired.
Oh, dude.
I was reading the word wire when I said that. That is so wild.
Yeah, but you're right, dude. On that last one, that it was a wired cape. That's dope. Oh yeah, under the UV light. That's awesome, man. God, what a different
group chat. You imagine being a fly on the wall for the group chat for this show?
Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, I saw this and I looked at it for a while and I'm like, dude.
So Midnight Monsters New York.
Dude,
and then a Venom.
He's had some show pieces that are incredible. Oh man, that's a great one, dude. What the hell? Yeah. I mean, what the hell?
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, that's really smart. What's stupid to me is this individual made so much work for themselves. Like, again, this is back to, like, you gotta love it, man. Because, like, if you're gonna sit there, not only, like, did the sculpting probably take them fucking forever, but every moment that they put on more teeth, more goop, more tongue, you gotta think, like, that's just more pain in the ass area to try and paint later. And then clean up. And it's like, damn, dude.
That's crazy.
Also, interesting how somehow they've managed to capture, if it's going to be a 90s piece, not only Spawn, but there's like a weird TMNT vibe to this piece as well. I can't be the only one seeing that. The different layers of the black, where it's not all just like a fucking jet black. You've got that nice like gunmetal-y, almost kind of grayish black in there as well for their little contrasts. And is the mouth tarring? Yeah. There's got to be a feature in there where it's sliming out the mouth.
Really good paint, dude. Damn. Fuck those teeth.
That's what I was thinking. All the layers on the teeth, the stupid little green individual vials on there. Yeah, exactly, Dre. Dre, you nailed it, dude. It's very toyetic.
Yeah.
Fucking bastards.
That's awesome, man. It's a great piece.
What is making that spin? What is at the elbow that they're turning to make that freaking? That's so stupid in the best word.
Oh, look, there's a crank behind it. You can see the crank working.
Yeah.
See right under his armpit? Yeah. That's interesting.
Man.
That's a lot of work.
Goldar from fucking Power Rangers.
I love that.
Come on.
Dude, that red gold combo is great too, especially with the blue up there. But I mean, look, dude, you can see like he took the helmet and cut it in half. It looks like.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, then the wings, dude, are just.
I didn't even catch it, but he's even got the fucking stupid hair coming down the chest.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
Jevaho.
What a brilliant piece, dude. And like you said, the fucking wings, man. The sword.
Man.
Painted and added details and sculpting by me. Wings and sword connected magnetically. Articulated in the heads, arms, and legs. Stands 260 billion feet tall. Sorry.
That's clean. I really like that gold too, man. It's a nice gold. God damn, that is good.
You know, I've never really thought of blue and gold as being like so tight, and yet it just looks so freaking good on here.
Dude, that blue, gold, red right there, that. Oof.
That's a fun figure, man.
Yeah.
And it looks gold. Whatever they've used to seal that in, it's done a great job of really capturing like that kind of I don't know how to really put it. That
Dre says nice clean piece, dude. Yeah, I agree, man.
Absolutely.
That is very, very nice.
For frick's sakes, man. These dudes are wild. And then we end with, if you guys want to sit at home and try and create your own pieces like some of the ones you've seen tonight, you should get your butts on over to the Extratruckestrial store and
45
get
shipped.
45 shipped for a fucking 10 inches tall, 9 inches wide figure. Show me anywhere you can get anything like that better.
I don't know. That's a screaming deal.
Yeah, Dre, I'm glad you just said that, man. We'll take a little pause there and just, every single individual who did make a piece, absolutely freaking brilliant. Also, thank you. We'll get better at actually reading captions because so many of you were freaking on point with listing the materials you used or what you did to execute it. And I love that kind of stuff. And we should have actually made sure to actually highlight that. Extratruckestrial was chilling in the chat most of this evening, helping us navigate that as well. We should have just asked them if they wanted to just stay and hang out. They could have literally.
Well, I talked to him before the show, and I said, you know what, dude? He's done that in the past, and I said, I won't hold you hostage this time, man. I said it's probably a good time for you to sit back and just kind of, enjoy the show a little bit. So. But yeah, dude, it's very cool that he hangs out in the chat to kind of guide us through some of those things. Some of the stuff you don't really realize what you're looking at until someone says it. Then you're just like, holy shit, that's what that is,
Well, and honestly, I personally wouldn't have ever thought of using fondant as a sculpting tool for my pieces.
Yeah.
So for any of you there that were chiming in.
Yeah.
B, I know I've said it before, dude, but I really like the glasses, homie. They look really sharp, dude.
It's a necessity at this point in my life, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try to make it through a lot of the day without them, and it's not that for me, it's that my eyes they start stressing out, and then that starts starts fucking with you after a while. You know what I mean? Where it feels like your eyes are like pulling out of your head all the time. But it's just one of those things, man. It runs in my family. Everybody has glasses, and I think I've held out long enough. Like I said, I've had these for 10 years now, and I just started wearing them. But it's really just a pain in the ass, actually. So that's that. That's the story on those.
You know that my brain was shooting off like a bajillion different dirty jokes that I would like to make a comment about what you were saying, but I'm like, let's keep it professional, you know? I've said enough gross, perverted, weird shit this evening, and we've had some great individuals on here that might want to show this to coworkers or family members. That would also like to be, I'd like that to be a question. Anybody in the chat who actually like has a way of navigating that or thinks there's an appropriate way of wording that, I would like to start asking individuals what the closest people in their lives think about what they do. Because I know not everybody actually has, like, I don't want to say like, what do your parents think? Because like not everybody has parents, but like, you know, are you guys all like secret about the fact you make toys and shit? How do the people that actually love you feel about the fact that you're sick?
Actually sick. Real quick, next week, like we said at the beginning of the show, we got Dove DKE coming on, and then Sir Collect-A-Lot will be going through their show. So we're going to look at a ton of artists next week. I mean, between what DKE Con has and what Sir Collect-A-Lot has, I mean, that's a few dozen artists for sure, man, including those two guys, Dove and then Sir Collect-A-Lot. So that will be a good show. Make sure you tune in for that one.
Anything else you'd like to get off your chest? I think it's been an hour or 2 hours and a half, man. I think we can let these yahoos get on with their evenings.
Unless you have anything,
let's roll out. Roll out. Isn't that the Transformers? They do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Thanks to everybody. Freaking Dark Rainbow Toys, Lynn's the Rat Boy, freaking Extratruckestrial. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us, guys. You guys are freaking informative and lovely and kind and generous.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Everybody for watching. Everybody watching on the replay, thank you very much. And we will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Shop drop Saturday.